Thank you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First, I'd like to thank our panelists for accepting the invitation, for being here and sharing their experience. So, our panel, Smart Factories, Safe Futures, Securing Technology and Workforce Transformation, is, I guess, self-explanatory title for the session. We will talk about the cybersecurity, technology, and the employees who are enabling all of this innovation. So manufacturing today is no longer about machines and about production lines. It's about intelligence, connectivity, resilience, and people. Smart factories are redefining how we produce, how we protect, and how we prepare our workforce for rapidly evolving industrial landscape. But progress brings complexity. As automation, AI, Internet of Things, and connected systems reshape operations, organizations must balance efficiency with security, innovation with governance, and technology with human capabilities. So I will not take long. Let's begin. We will start with Mahmoud. If you allow me to ask you the first question, how do you ensure smart factories technologies improve both efficiency and product quality across multiple facilities?
Hi, Mazen. Thank you very much for the introduction. Before we begin, I would like to thank the organizers for having me today. It is a pleasure being part of such a well-organized event where leaders from different or shaping industry are available here to come and speak about this important topic. At NCC, today we are at NCC. We are at the middle of the industrial transformation, where we haven't fully implemented our industrial transformation or digital transformation yet. However, we have a clear roadmap in place to get there, to get us there. Having our production lines connected to the shop floor where data are being extracted, that will help us to move away from the manual reporting errors. I'm talking fastly, I think. Do you hear me very well, or shall I carry on? Very good. طيب. Having our machines connected to the shop floor, that will help us to eliminate the manual data reporting error, and helping us to, or allowing us to collect the data and having monitoring our operation on a real-time basis. That will give us the leverage to take the right decision in a proactive approach. Back to you, Mazen.
Thank you, Mahmoud.
No problem.
So, Abdelhamed, how are smart factories technologies changing the role and expectations of maintenance and engineering teams? I know you're one of the experts in this.
Thanks, Mazen, for your
So
question.
how is the
Not
role
ex-
changing?
Not too much experience, only 25 years.
MashaAllah.
No more. Thanks, Mazen. Thanks for all attendance. I know we are at the end of the day and all people tired. But let me tell you, since 25 years, the life not looks like today. Now, when we talk about the maintenance, we transfer from reactive to proactive. Before, when we check any problem for any machine, we follow the breakdown. But currently, you can monitoring everything at a small time. We transfer from reactive to proactive. Before, we should waiting is a problem. We know for all we have reactive maintenance, predictive maintenance, but if I wanted to make this predictive maintenance, how I can do it? Not easy to do. is in the past, but currently it's very easy to do. Why? Through IoT systems, which I have now, we're installing many sensors for all machine. It can collecting the data in short time and they make real monitoring in short time. It keep me always with the machine at the time. It helped me to make a preventive maintenance at the real time. Before, we don't have any issue to let me collect all of this huge amount of data at one system. Currently, during using IoT system, we can collect all parameter, pressure, temperature, speed, vibration. All this parameter can collecting in one system, which can helping me to predicate what will happen, how I can predicate, how I can react before the failure happen. Currently, during this big or massive amount of data, which I can collect, I can calculate easily OEE for the machine. I can calculate any parameter which you want for machine. It can help me to prevent machine stop, prevent failure before it's happen. I wanted to give example. Before, when we try to apply preventive maintenance, we should follow the manual. We should follow the experience of the people. But this is not enough. Sometimes we can remove part, and this part already working. This means I lose money. But currently, after collecting the data, looks like for any drive, for any motor, for any part of the machine, it can forecasting related to this parameter how much exact lifetime, which already can alive for this part. Just mean I can save the money. Also, by this way, we can reduce the unplanned maintenance time, because this one is leak of the money. If the machine is stopped due to unplanned or emergency or something like that, just mean no production, no ROI, which I have in my side. Because of this, through the digital transformation, IoT system, and AI, we can collecting the data at the real time. Then, after that, after organizing this or analyzing this one, we can make forecasting for tomorrow what will happen, not only for maintenance, for operation, for each part. It's help us to save money, save everything, save spare part. Also, it can help me to know what will happen for the machine for tomorrow.
Thank you. So I'd like to add one point here on operational level. I guess, Mahmoud, you're into more engineering and maintenance.
I stop because
Yeah,
of
but
time.
I consider myself an operator. So we have seen lately some machines that are looking at the rejection rates, looking at the BOM of the product, and it will come back and tell you all of the products that were having this component are having higher failure rate. So previously, we used to look at the rejection rates on product by product. But looking at the components and then matching the rejection rate of different products, we might do it if we have a smart guy doing this. But now machines are doing this. We have seen warehouse automations that are coming back and telling you this CSQ is there for over a year. So they are proposing what you can do with this CSQ to liquidate, or it's taking too much space of your warehouse, or this is the actual cost of storing this SKU. So operationally also, technology and automation is helping a lot. Alaa, what are the biggest gaps that you see between cybersecurity, strategy, and day-to-day execution in complex operational environments?
First of all, I'm glad to be here with you today among these respected panelists. This is when you ask about what's the first notion that come into the executive mindset regarding building the strategy of cybersecurity. The first notion that come to our mind, which is how to make this strategy is day-to-day activity, day-to-day execution. What I saw, during last experiences of mine, I noticed that it's just a plan on paper. So in terms of compliance level, we need to create a cybersecurity strategy and roadmap and put our KPIs and that's it. So what's the next level of doing the strategy and roadmap? So first of all, we need to connect our strategy. We're not working solos, a part of the bigger picture of our environment, which is we have partner, we have stakeholders, we have maybe shareholders as well. So all of these ecosystem we need to take in our consideration. What is the bigger goal that we're serving? Why we are here today as part of this environment? And what's the strategy for this company or enterprise they want to reach? What are the KPIs? This is the starting point. This is the real starting point that we can rely on in order to get going with our cybersecurity strategy. And then the first step the next step that you're gonna do, which is what is our environment consisting of? What is the real components that we're gonna secure? So if we don't understand really well what is the components of the systems, the data flow, the architecture, what are the tools that we have, you cannot secure anything. So moving forward, we need to understand even the type of data that's included in every system and how we can bring the security to this kind of data and what's classified to be top secret. You know, the manufacturing and logistics considered to be highly field of that consisting of top secret maybe or secret trades. It's all the core of your business and you need to secure that. And then you're moving forward step by step to create the policies, the procedures that will lead the team down the road how to execute this strategy. And going from there, you put even for these policies and procedures, the KPIs that will measure, are we moving according to what we are created at the first place? And then is this that we achieved is compatible and serve the big picture of the organization and the enterprise that we belong to. So this is for me is the key secret that how we convert the strategy that is written only on paper and we have the big check on the compliance when the NCA, I know maybe a lot of you terrified of this, but you know, down the road you will be not even satisfied with the compliance, but relieved that you secure your environment very well. Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you, Alaa.
Yeah.
Just one I guess I want some explanation on how are you engaging the whole company in a very difficult topic that's called cybersecurity. Like, I guess for operators, they don't understand what cybersecurity
Absolutely.
is. So how do you engage them? How do you explain it to them?
Yeah, thank you so much for this amazing question. First of all, for me, I don't ask very jargon words like, what do you think about this and this and that, this type of incident, man in the middle attack. How could they know these jargons? They will not, even if they read day and night. So for me, I ask, what is the biggest fear? What is the biggest asset that you care about? What is the processes that most important to you? And what does that processes do to your value chain? And according to this picture that I draw with a decision maker, I can understand what I can provide to him, because at the end of the day, there is big frightened ideas about cybersecurity professionals. They are like blockers, or they came here to just block the WhatsApp and block the Google Drive and etc. etc. It's not that, you know, it's big, misunderstood idea. But speaking their language, speaking the business language and the financial language. Also, if we go and ask for any funding or budgeting, we're not going and asking for, hey, I need this tool because it will block this port and that port. They will not understand. But if I translate it to the language of return on investment, you have this amount of revenues this year, and if we don't bring this kind of things can happen, and this is the probability, this is the impact that you may encounter, and this is the decision that we need. So for cybersecurity professionals, the pressure on them is even higher to speak the real language that the executive understand.
Thank you, Alaa.
Yeah, I appreciate.
I guess we all need an Alaa in our companies. Because mostly they talk to us in very complicated language that we don't understand. So we need someone to facilitate this and explain it. Mahmoud, so you told us that you're integrating automation, systems, different sites, and all of this. What are the biggest challenges that you have faced during this phase? And how AI and connected systems can connect into traditional manufacturing lines?
From our perspective, there are 4 challenges that we see in this transformation journey. The technical or the technology depth. The second will be the data integrity, the security, the cyber security, and the scalability scalability challenge. Sorry, I will start with the depth, with the technical depth, and OT and IT challenges or the gaps there. The biggest challenge there is not about the hardware itself; it is more on the language barrier between IT and OT. So, while information technologies focus on data security, and I hear the voice very high. Can we reduce it a little bit?
There is no voice for us.
Really? Is it normal? I feel my voice is too high.
No problem. Can you speak?
Fine. So while IT technology focus on data security and softwares, operation technologies focus on uptime and throughput. Bringing this together requires a strong middleware technologies. By connecting IoT, pulling the data from the PLC systems, that will allow us to see the real data from the shop floor. That's one part. And here, I would love to highlight a tangible value delivered by the Future Factory programs, where they have understood and addressed this problem. How did they do this? They bring a big list of qualified service providers to ensure that the transformation journey for the industrial sectors to be facilitated through those service providers. To the second challenge, which is the master data. As we learn from the previous experience and seen from our previous journeys of transformation, that your AI models will always be good your data that you are feeding in them. So in order to overcome that, you need to have a very strong data governance policies in place to carry on with the journey. To the scalability challenge, in NCC we have 4 manufacturing facilities, each of them unique in its operation, has different machine models, and also they do have different generation of technologies. So the challenge that we encounter while we are doing this is to standardize the solution across all of them. And to do that, it required platform where you can implement a system or solution, ensuring that solution or ecosystem that connected to each plan or to a single plan can be seamlessly replicated to the others in order to move away from the island of automation to have a single platform of integration across all the manufacturing. So that is our ultimate objective in that area. When it comes to the 4th area, which is the cybersecurity, as we connect our plants to the iCloud or to the cloud base, we open up for new risk. Having our production lines connected or having our production lines protected while we are open for a data flow, or we have an open data flow. It's a risk that required security design from day one. We must have this cybersecurity integrated into our design from the day that we plan to go with the industrial transformation, not added later at all. Back to you, Mazen.
Thank you. So, Abdelhamed, the smart factories require close alignment between engineering, IT, and operations.
It's a very important question.
So what does effective cross-functional collaboration look like in practice?
If you talk about engineering, IT is a smart question, because many companies thinking that digital transformation is the responsibility for IT alone, and this abnormal.
This is how the project fails from day one.
Yeah. Because of this, this journey for digital transformation or for smart factories should have title from beginning about the KPIs and ROI which you want. You should define from the first day what is the KPIs which you want to reach and what is the ROI from this project. We are not here to implement digital transformation to tell only we have a project. No, we can do this one, and we should have ROI. We should define from the beginning what is the big KPIs which you want, how much KPI you want to reach. Looks like if you have OEE, machine efficiency, and its parameter, productivity, downtime, operation, how much your target, how much you have now, and how much your target to reach. If I talk about maintenance, my field, we should talk about the breakdown, availability, mean time between failure, mean time to repair. We should define this one. From other side, also operation can tell about its KPIs. This first point to title the KPIs which you want to speak about. This first one. Second one, we should define the responsibility for each department, because digital transformation is a journey or a challenge for all of the system from each side. Operation should be tell about the machine and usability and how much KPIs he wanted to reach. Maintenance also should tell about the machine requirements and everything about the machine needs. IT should be responsible about the architecture and cybersecurity and everything about this one. Also, another department branch, but not mainly, but it's very important. Looks like warehouse should tell me how much he have in his storehouse. Each department should define its a side. This second one. Third point about the system which you use. If we are using one system of CMMS, how it can integrate it with ERP system. How you have one system or one platform which can collecting all of this data together. Sometimes some companies fail because they have massive amount of data, but it's not classified. It's not tidy. As per data people, they told us untidy data because it's not classified from the beginning. This point is very important, how you can collecting this data from the machine, how you can analyze this one between all parts which you have. The next point, how much collaboration and how much meeting between the people. The communication is very important. The regular communication between each parts of our journey people should be regularly and should be all of the time. And also, as a culture for people, should understanding for all, it's not a responsibility for one department, not responsibility for IT alone, not a responsibility for top management, for maintenance. No. It's a responsibility for all. Maybe IT can lead this one, but sometimes he needs support from operation, from production, because they can define what he needs. Sometimes some companies, and I faced this by myself one time, we have some companies try to apply some project from digital transformation but there is no experience in manufacturing, in shop floor. How they can understand the machine needs, how they can understand my KPIs. He should understand what I have in the floor, what is my challenges, what is the aims, what is the goals which I want to reach. Why? Because after finishing this digital transformation project, I should have result. I should have a return for this one. ROI is very important. It should align with this one directly, not only to apply for digital transformation. No, should only for IT. No, should be for all departments of the factory or for agency should cooperate together to reach the KPIs which he wanted to do.
So are we talking about putting common KPIs for IT, engineering, and operations
Yeah. It's a
so
very
that everyone works towards the same goal?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Each
This is what I
department,
understood.
for operation, he should tell me how much productivity he should be rich. For maintenance, he should talk about the breakdown time. You can find this inside OEE. OEE is the machine efficiency. Talk about this 3 parameter. How much breakdown which you have for your machine, how much productivity which you have, how much quality. It's a very important point, the quality. Maybe you can make massive amount of production, but there is no quality.
Definitely.
And also I wanted to add some point for this one. Also digital transformation can solve problems of the quality, but I think the time is not enough here to explain this one. Maybe you can explain it later, no problem.
Sure, thank you. Thanks
Most
a lot.
welcome.
So, building on what Mahmoud told us about different generations of technologies in their factories, I just want to understand from the cybersecurity point of view. So when we introduce AI, connected systems, what must security by design should be there? And let's remember the governance and risk perspective as well.
That's a very, very important question. I would reflect on what my colleague reflected to, is you mentioned very important aspect, which is the quality.
Yes.
And according to what we hear, I think we heard in multiple circumstances here today, and today panels, and what's being presented to us is data quality is very, very important. And guess what? Data governance is important as well, because without governing the data that we need to consume in order to leverage these data and artificial intelligence and LLMs and all this revolution of AI, we cannot get the outcome that we're aiming for. So let me give you an example to elaborate more. For example, you want a dashboard, I will reflect to your example that show you the quality, for example, the dispatch, etc., etc. But the data that we're relying on, first of all, we didn't do any business impact analysis on it. First of all, who owns the data? We need to understand the ownership of the data. Who owns these data? Who has the final say in order to use these data to another usage? So many of you today, maybe you heard about PDPL, the Saudi law and privacy, which is in action since 2023. So one of the laws or controls in this law that says we need to get the consent of the data owner about even the future consumption or leverage of this kind of data. So going back to our example, so the ownership of the data is very important. Second, is the data ready to be used in very sophisticated actions or processing or any kind of manipulation later on to extract certain outcomes? So here's coming the quality of the data and the cleansing of the data. Is it ready? Number 3 is going forward to understanding the flows of the data. Where is the data coming from and what is going to understand how to govern this dashboard or what kind of any kind of AI utilization in order for us to put the security by design to understand what is the inputs and outputs, what is the weaknesses, what is the fragile or vulnerable areas to secure more, and start to understand the outcomes and the goal at start is very important. Going back to the security by design, it's not just tools. So there is another big misunderstanding of cybersecurity. It's all about tools, just put it here and it's work by its own. No, it's not. It's not like that. We need to understanding each layer of the system, starting off the application layer that appears to the user. What's the security tools that we need to put here and how to utilize them even, and going back to the even very lower or bottom layer. So security by design is not just understanding the tools, but also the processes and the income and outcome of this exercise.
So does the technology and the security change with the type of technology?
Absolutely, yeah. I'll give you an example with that. For example, we're using Azure. Azure is Microsoft Cloud, for example. And there is certain LLM that we need, which is a language, something processing to use for AI, for example, dashboard or something. So the Azure is not working with another identity and access management that I want to use to secure the access of the system in GCP, which is Google. So understanding the architecture of your system and what's the component of it and what's the process that you want to deliver, it's impacted the technology and impacted the total or the final architecture of that system as well.
Definitely. Thank you.
Mazen, I want to tell about one point. Thanks for your speech. And a very important part in the previous, only we can see in the dashboard all the data which we have. But currently, after AI, this data can integrate together or can talk to each together.
Yeah.
Looks like IT told. This data currently can interact with each other.
Absolutely.
And after that, it can tell about the bottlenecks. And it's very important in operation. Sometimes we face this problem when we have some bottlenecks in operation, how we can treat with this one, how we can solve this issue, how we can predict this one. Now, in smart factories, through the IoT dashboard and all this amount of data which we're collecting, it can help to forecast and also to give me indication how I can do by this big amount or massive amount of data which I have, not only to showing.
Thank you. So now we move to the interesting part that I always like, people. Because without people, we don't succeed. We never succeed. And I know with all the technology that's coming in, transformation, the biggest challenge that we have is the pushback that we get from the guys who are working on the production line for 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, always doing the same thing, and now you're coming to change the way they do things. So I'd like to hear from Mahmoud on how do you usually prepare and motivate the workforce to accept the new technology while you maintain the performance and the safety that's on the shop floor?
That is an important question, Mazen. Technology alone will never deliver results, but people do. We see three principles in tackling these concerns in our operation, on day-to-day operations. First is the early involvement of the team from the shop floor. So we look at the key individual, key stakeholders, and very leaders from the shop floor. We involve them from the right beginning of the process, such as selecting of the technology or even the vendor. So having them engaged with us from the process at the beginning stage or at the earlier stage of course, it will increase their ownership and decrease the resistance of the change, for sure. We really understand. By doing this, that we are reflecting that we understand the change is always uncomfortable for the people. Some people, or we as a human being, normally we tend not to change what we do regularly. We always like to carry on with
Maybe people afraid from people replacement. Some
Yes.
people thinking after we applying the AI, some people will lose his work.
Yes, that's also a big part of it, but having them engage or bringing them at the stage from the right beginning, then you will get their shoulders, their support with you, carrying on the journey with you. That definitely is there. The second area where we look at and we focus in is to have a targeted training. So whenever there is a technical or a new technology comes, we tailor the training for the team in order to build up their skills and capabilities, so that will give them confidence and trust, and of course, it will always reduce the resistance and the impact on their fear from being replaced by the technology. Last but not least is the transparency and the communication. Regular updates and continuous feedback build trust and alignment across the organization. So if I would summarize these 3 points, I would say through involvement, targeted training, and transparency, we turn resistance into alignment and ownership. And actually, we turn it into a support from the team being afraid from being replaced by the technology into an engagement and ownership in order toward a safe and high performance operations. That's all.
Yeah, I think
That's
I
a
have,
great answer. So,
I have another
yeah,
point.
I just wanted to ask you
because-
because you're an engineer on the floor as well. You're not an
Yes, yes,
operator,
yes.
but you're with the team.
Yeah, it's very important to explain for your team
Yes.
how, if this company growth, you will grow with it. You should explain every day for them the win-win theory. Because if this company growth, if this company get up, we will go up together. I'm working by myself inside the workflow maybe 25 years, and I understand the mindset of the people. Maybe sometimes if you can give them the good soul or positive energy, it can take the part from his heart. They can work directly from his heart. If you explain for them this digital transformation or smart factories or growth of this factory is journey for all, and if this company already growth, we will grow together. The people will work with this one, and they will understand and follow this culture. But if they thinking that, oh, this digital transformation, this after applying this digital transformation, maybe some people will lost his job. Nobody will follow you. You should explain for them. You should make training for them. You should let them understanding what is this value, how they can upgrade himself, how they can using this. All people using chat GPT. That's mean now all people inside the workflow can understanding easy the digital transformation, and they can upgrade himself to use these tools to increase the productivity and decrease all waste which you have.
Thank you, Abdelhamed.
Engagement.
So we
Engagement
just-
is always the secret. Definitely.
We still have few minutes. If we can get any questions, please. Can we get there? Can you please repeat, because we're not able to hear.
Yes, yes. No, not only logistics, also customer experience from outside the system.
Okay. So what happens is when you are outside the loop, you don't control a lot of things. You cannot tell your vendors, don't use Google, don't use other emails, or you don't even know some partners are sending the emails. So applying strict rules on these things and whitelisting and these things, sometimes you never know that you got an RFQ. If it is sent by your friend or someone you know, he will tell you, I have sent you the email, it has bounced back. But generally, you will never know. So how do you people manage the things in open loops instead of only the closed loops?
I guess that's yours, Alaa.
I don't understand the question.
So he's
Frankly
asking
speaking.
if you're getting, say, if you're blocking the emails coming from Google,
Yeah.
and you have a customer who's sending you an RFQ, but it will never be delivered on your inbox because of some rules that were put in the system.
Yeah.
He's just
So-
asking how this is managed.
Yeah, thank you so much for this question. At first, I didn't understand it. So here it comes again, the misconceptions about cybersecurity. So applying the right tool, regardless which domain coming from, I will reply to the same example. Regardless what is the subdomains that's coming from, applying the right tools with the right understanding of the ecosystem and around your organization will allow you to put the right rules, so not everything to be blocked. Plus, there is new tools coming to the market that has AI incorporated, so they scan the content of the emails with the subdomains and all the emails and put like a calculated risk score, and the analyst, when he see this risk score and it applies to the organization tolerance, they can put it for a little while in the quarantine and then release it. So here it comes, the governance and the right choice of the tools, so that the people and even the organization doesn't suffer from delays or blocking and not enabling their day-to-day operation. I wish I answered your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Alaa. I guess we run out of time, so I'd like to thank you all. First, our panelists for sharing your experience, and everyone here for listening to us. So as we heard, it's not only technology, it's about cross-functional teams, and it's about cybersecurity as well, and governance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alexander.
Mr. Mazen and Ms. Alaa, Engineer Abdelhamed and Mr. Mahmoud. Thank you very much, and you might take a group photo.